Hello and welcome to another edition of ProtoBalls Talk. I'm ProtoMet.
This is my recycled balls.
I finally got the gag out myself, you assholes.
Good. Good.
He's still tied up.
I will put you through this card table eventually.
It is.
Well, apparently I don't need it for work anymore.
It is rather fitting that we come here on Tuesday, April 7th, Year of Cthulhu 2020. As it's coming, as it's turning out to be. And Tank, have you been outside?
I actually have.
Lucas, have you been outside?
Only if I need to go over to my parents' place.
You need to go outside, dude.
I've been outside, just not for very long.
It's very, very nice out.
For reference, it's early April, and usually
it's like still snowing.
It's still snowing.
Yeah, there's we see the grass. It's
so
growing.
We don't even have any snow left.
No, it's gone.
I'm wondering if I should even turn off my heat at this point.
You didn't hear that.
Hear what? What are you talking about? Today we are not going to be doing a movie video.
As
like
you could probably have fucking gleaned by the title.
We don't know. Maybe they think it's a movie. I don't know.
I think there's some movie clip type stuff in this.
I mean, granted, we would have been skipping way ahead with it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Skip over the previous 35 entries in this film series. But no, we are today talking about WrestleMania 36, which occurred this past weekend on both Saturday and Sunday.
Because it was too big for one night.
Or
should we say they filmed it prior to Saturday and Sunday?
Or rather, should we say the whole end of the world has sort of caused them to have to think on the fly.
Yeah,
they just had to whip it out. Yeah.
Vince whipped it out, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you something you've never seen before."
Well,
he's not wrong.
Well, I guess.
So yeah, most of the matches in this in these two nights were actually filmed in front of an empty audience.
And again, in front of a record-setting crowd of 0! Yeah!
Honestly, I would have laughed my ass off if they actually had the announcer say that.
A record-setting crowd. I mean, 0 is still a record.
Yeah, it is, usually. So
the date they were recorded was between March 25th and 26th. So about a couple weeks ago. I'm surprised no spoilers made it through, too, with
that short of timing.
With that short of time, or the fact that everybody has loose lips and likes to talk about everything that happens in WWE.
Well, they just had Benedict Cumberbatch sit with them, and anytime they almost said something, it was
like they just Stevie Ray from Harlem Heat just whacked him in the head with a flapjack.
That's a reference to the fact that the young actor who plays the current Spider-Man has a tendency to be a bit talkative, but they have Benedict there to kind of rein him in whenever he gets close to saying anything.
I see.
Okay.
So, yeah, the tagline was too big for one night. And
apparently there was T-shirts made. I was not here.
I wasn't here.
I wasn't at WrestleMania, and all I got was this lovely T-shirt.
I believe the first match on the kickoff show was Cesaro versus Drew Gulak.
Hold on, let me get the results here. So, yeah, Cesaro versus Drew Gulak, and to be honest, I didn't watch either pre-show,
and I was with him
So the pre-show match was like Cesaro and Drew Gulak. Then they put on a pretty decent performance because they can both wrestle.
So the backstory here is Cesaro is Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn's sort of bodyguard enforcer. And Drew Gulak has been teaming with Daniel Bryan for the while. Mm-hmm. Since the two have a mutual respect for each other. And Daniel Bryan is going against Sami Zayn, so therefore
later on in the card.
And so so it's only fitting that Cesaro and Drew Gulak have a go.
So
Holy shit! I just realized Cesaro won a pay-per-view.
Oh, wow.
yeah, he did win a pay-per-view by performing a possibly new finishing move. A no-handed airplane spin. Slam.
I
Oh,
don't know
no,
what that means.
He's done that before.
Yeah, but he got the pin on it, so it wasn't the
Yeah.
neutralizer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think he's used the neutralizer much since 2014.
He hasn't won anything.
He's used the big swing.
something that I can right now basically spoil for this is that I probably won't be saying a whole lot since you two know a lot more about wrestling than I do. I strongly suspect it'll mostly be you two talking to each other.
I suppose.
Yeah, most likely. But
It was a scant 4 minutes and 25 seconds. So.
I did watch both nights of WrestleMania, so
yeah.
Well,
just not the pre-shows.
we just watched it in one night, so you know.
Well, yeah, it's simple enough to do that.
WWE honestly should make it 2 nights again from now on.
Yeah, because it's more interesting.
Make the first night 3 hours, the second night I guess 3.5. It's fine. I don't really like that, but whatever.
It's just becomes like last year's Mania. It went to fucking 1 in the fucking morning.
Oh God, maybe that's why they decided to split it up this year.
Yeah, it almost went to 1 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, last year's. Yeah.
They started at God. Hold on. They started at 6.
Yeah, the like pre-show stuff I believe started at like 4.
Pre-show started at 4 and it ended at like 11 at night.
That's just the pre-show? God damn, huh?
Well,
Yeah, right.
yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
WrestleMania.
It didn't help that Undertaker had a 15-hour entrance.
As he tends to do.
Yeah.
But that was it for the pre-show match. That was the only
Pre-show match for that show.
for
night
night
one.
1. So then we open up the card with
Alexa Bliss and Nikki
well,
Cross
let's talk about the
versus-
opening first.
Okay.
That
oh yeah.
that opening. I don't know how to describe it. They were going for an epic feel.
Going for an epic feel, but with like a Deadpool slant to it.
I was going backwards from time, pretty much.
It's like they had like a Deadpool-ish narrator who was basically.
It's the guy who usually talks about.
They were.
It's
Trying to
movie
be all
phone
the-
guy.
So they
dramatic.
So they had two people. They had the usual guy, the movie trailer voice guy.
Yeah.
In a world.
In a world where a
Not him, 'cause
hamster
he's
took
dead.
over the world.
What?
Except not him, but
No,
'cause
not
he's dead.
him. The other guy.
Yeah.
The other guy, that's him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Basically, I don't know his name either.
Neither do I. And we don't feel like looking it up. Well, we could, I guess.
And then there's another guy who's like got a slight British accent. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do.
He's trying to be Eric Idle. Who doesn't want to be Eric Idle?
He was the Deadpool for this.
Yeah.
With the fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
He's like, no, this all sounds stupid. Do it again.
Oh, yes. The Jack Sparrow wannabe.
Yeah. That's what he compared himself to.
Yo ho hoing, lots of gold, whatever.
Yo ho ho, and the rum is always gone.
Oh, yeah, it was fun. Speeding through. There was like the one moment where.
I just like in that thing
There's
where
one-
Drew McIntyre pretty much is claymoring the Kraken.
There's like one moment where
Seth
they got
Rollins.
like the wrong footage. So it's like,
Oh yeah.
It's like,
we got like Becky Lynch sitting on a bench next to a kid. Kofi Kingston doing a jig with some people outside of a hut.
That one, I gotta admit, Kofi King, like,
out of all the things.
I don't know what it was, but Kofi Kingston,
Just doing an Irish gig?
Kofi Kingston just didn't look right. I don't know if it was the lighting or not.
Well, yeah, he was the one that was kind of out of place out of all the people that were actually doing
Yeah.
it.
It was like, what is Kofi Kingston doing here?
I honestly, when they showed Charlotte off in that little thing, I think Vince just wanted to see a lot of her cleavage because her boobage was just out there.
I guess. So, okay, now let's talk about talk about the opening match. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross
versus Asuka and Kairi Sane.
The Kabuki Warriors.
for the women's tag team championship. And it was a good match.
Yeah, I liked it.
I was invested because it had Nikki Cross.
I just like Cross and Bliss. I enjoy the Kabuki.
I'm on the opposite side of it.
I enjoy the Kabuki Warriors as well.
I'm on the opposite side of the table.
So
Asuka and
kind
Kairi
of got a bit of a mix. You like the Kabuki Warriors. You like the Kabuki Warriors.
but I'm
also,
a bigger fan of Cross and Bliss.
And then I'm just straight up Cross and Bliss.
I honestly, I wouldn't mind whoever won.
For those who know me near and dear, Asuka and Kairi Sane are basically the main tenets of my stable. They're mine.
You can have them.
I just really like the storyline that they did with Nikki Cross last summer.
They're the two stars of my stable. They're the two stars of my stable. And they're really fucking good.
I will watch
wrestling.
any match that has Nikki Cross in it.
And they're really fucking good. This match was pretty good.
Yes.
Yes,
agreed.
this match was really good. I'm kind of glad they opened up.
Asuka and Kairi are fucking dorks, and I love it. And they're going full dork mode throughout this entire match. Just
Asuka doing her little dance thing she's been doing lately, just like dee.
She gives no fucks at this point.
Exactly. You know what? If you haven't seen WrestleMania, the Kabuki Warriors lose their championships to Cross and Bliss.
And I was disappointed.
And I was enthused.
But you know,
You would be, you harlot.
And how?
but then again, I can slightly understand why they might have took the belts off the Kabuki Warriors. They weren't using them in a tag team situation.
Right.
Like, they were, last couple of times we've seen Asuka, she's been in single matches against Becky Lynch for the women's championship.
And just about any time we see Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, they are together.
Yeah. And I believe this might happen, but there'll be a return possibly on SmackDown of another female tag team we haven't seen in a long time, the Iconics. And I believe that those teams will start a feud, and then Bliss and Cross will lose it back to the Iconics.
I forget they even existed.
Well, that's kind of hard. They can't really travel because of this shit going on. And they both live in Australia, so.
Well, I mean, even before all this happened, they hadn't been showing up that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, they're the champions.
Yeah.
now.
Alexa got the pin on Asuka.
But
no,
it was Kairi saying.
Kairi.
But
Well,
I just have
what
to
happened was there was a bunch of shenanigans and tomfoolery, and Asuka went to try to do a dive on Nikki Cross, and she went into the ring post and fell out, and then Nikki and Alexa just sort of took it from there and won.
But I just like how finishers were reversed by each opponent's partner. I mean, each partner jumping off the top rope and performing their finishing maneuvers.
Yeah.
Like I believe it was Alexa doing the Twisted Bliss onto Asuka to release the Asuka lock. Or
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think it's been like 3 days. Leave me alone.
2 days for us. We watched it Sunday morning.
Yeah, just about.
Yep.
I'm very out of it, if nobody can tell.
You just got off work.
I
so.
just got off a long
Lucky.
ass shift.
Anyway. Anyway.
I'm the only one in this podcast who has a job.
Hey, I'm still employed. I'm still getting paid. I just can't go.
No comment.
I'm the only one who has a job.
That you're allowed to still go to.
Responsibilities.
I don't know. My last check that showed up in the mail, I was kind of surprised. For
Responsibilities.
me, just that high, for me just sitting on my ass for the last couple of weeks.
I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised at how big my last check was too.
Responsibilities.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't have them.
Yeah.
So then the next match we get is Elias versus King Corbin. Okay.
If you did
just
not,
okay.
It was, and this was an okay match. But if you didn't see the prior to WrestleMania, but the SmackDown, Corbin punched or knocked Elias off this big thing, and he
Knocked him off the stage,
yeah,
basically.
Injured his shoulder.
Yep.
Which you could see was taped up throughout this match.
Yep. And honestly, this was probably the most blasé match of the entire pay-per-view.
I mean, I'll give Elias some props for fighting with an injured shoulder.
Elias.
Elias. Shut up.
Man fucking called him Elias. Get the fuck.
It's the same letters, just a different pronunciation. I'm so used to saying Elias.
Well, just to make it fair, though, when Elias did come out, King Corbin tried to rush him, but then he got wailed with the guitar.
You know how you know how I'm used to saying Elias? Eliash. Because there's a hockey player, Patrick Eliash.
Okay, so we're all weird.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, I just kept hearing
Elias
Here's
won.
Elias.
Elias won.
Yep. Okay, next match.
I was like, oh god, I hope Elias wins because fuck Corbin.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Corbin, here's the problem with Corbin, is he's a shit wrestler and he doesn't have any personality.
No. And they're giving him the...
And they gave him the king
They
gave him the king of the ring in order to give him a personality, but it hasn't succeeded because he's so fucking bland.
He's a dick. Like, that's the entirety of his personality.
And not even
dick.
like a fun dick like Ric Flair. Ric Flair was a dick.
Oh, yeah.
Sami Zayn.
Or Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's a dick.
But he's
a hypocritical dick.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
That's what makes
That makes him more funny.
I mean, it also helps that Sami Zayn.
That is a heel. That is a heel right
It
now.
also helps that Sami Zayn can actually fucking talk.
Exactly. I have enjoyed his last couple times on SmackDown on commentary. Just, referee, he's cheating, and previously Cesaro or
Cesaro or Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke, yeah, I couldn't think of it. Are cheating.
Poor Shinsuke. Didn't even get a match tonight.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
No.
No, he didn't.
No.
Poor Shinsuke. 2 years ago, he was on top of the world.
Oh, yeah. He won the Royal Rumble, started kicking AJ in the balls, and he fell off the fucking planet.
Pretty much.
You guys would know.
Him losing at Mania 24 really
And
fucked him over.
honestly, yeah, they should have had him win the championship that night, in my opinion.
Yeah. But that's not what we're talking
Anyway,
about.
that's enough about that match.
Yep.
So let's go to the one of the bigger marquee matches. For the WWE Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler.
I was surprised on the outcome of this match.
It was a good match. It was,
It was actually...
it wasn't... I wouldn't say it's good. It was decent.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I just have to say that after seeing Elimination Chamber and how Shayna dominated that match...
I hate... Let's be honest. I hate Shayna. A lot of people don't like her.
I'm not a big fan of her either, but she should have been... They shouldn't have made her that dominant in the Elimination Chamber match. They could have made her dominant towards like the Riot Squad.
They shouldn't
members.
fucking make her Ronda Rousey. It's what they shouldn't fucking make her.
Exactly. That's pretty much she's the second coming.
She's not Ronda Rousey. She doesn't have the name, and she also doesn't have the fucking pedigree that Ronda Rousey does, I would say.
What I don't like about her is how they simply just I'm bringing back the Elimination Chamber match, but they squashed Asuka in that match when they put her up against her.
Yeah, they fucking killed Asuka in that match for Shayna Baszler when Asuka at the time was basically Becky Lynch's kryptonite, except for the one time.
Yep.
But Becky Lynch retains off of a Bret Hart, Roddy Piper finish.
Bret Hart, Roddy Piper finish, and a Stone Cold Steve Austin Bret Hart finish.
Yep. Basically the Bret Hart counter finish.
Yep.
Yeah, I honestly just didn't care about the match like at all.
I'm kind of over Becky at this point.
Yeah, me too.
I think a lot of people are
like
done with Becky.
The man, like have her go away for a little while, then maybe come back with something.
I mean, fuck, you should have had her lose to Asuka, honestly, and just have her leave for a bit and come back for Mania.
Mm. What should have happened, in my opinion, at the end of this match, if either or of them, Shayna or Becky, would have won, have Nia Jax come in and squash.
Why?
Just making someone to come in and say that I want a chance at this, then this person could.
But why Nia Jax? Jesus Christ.
Because they had her returning that very next night, I assume.
Yeah, she returned last night. And she just squashed
Who cares? It's Nia Jax. She's fucking shit.
Fair enough.
I don't care. I'm sorry for fans of Nia Jax. She's shit. Don't at me. Now look at Zach. Zach's gonna at me. I don't even know if he's not a fan of Nia Jax. No.
I'm not really the biggest fan of her, but it would be. She's just big.
Make it an NXT person. Make it an NXT call up.
I kind of wish that an NXT person would have won any of the matches here at WrestleMania.
No.
No, we gotta wait for that's part 2. And if the only NXT fucking match was on there was the women's match, so
yeah, so Becky Lynch retains. It's whatever. She's
Yeah.
about a year off from main eventing Mania, and she's only the 3rd match on the main card.
I think I went to the bathroom during this match.
You did. The match wasn't anything special.
It didn't go very long.
It was a standard Becky match, and Shayna is not the kind of wrestler that can carry.
No, she can't. When she was in NXT, she had awesome matches against Kairi Sane. Because Kairi Sane can hold the fucking match.
Because Kairi is basically a fucking prodigy, and she's only like 27.
Mm-hmm. She's young.
So then we get to one of the matches I personally was fucking looking forward to. Because on paper, this sounds like it should be a fucking whopper match. For the WWE Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn with Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan with Drew Gulak.
Yep, that happened.
Oh man, that was a dude. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it wasn't what I was expecting, but I'm not disappointed.
I just liked how Daniel tried to do something, but then Sammy would just run.
Sammy had played such a great chicken shit heel.
Yeah.
There was a point when I said, if this match ends a certain way, I will be surprised, and I can honestly say, I was surprised.
The haluva kicking hurt, I guess.
Daniel Bryan lost clean to Sami Zayn, which is... What?
Yeah.
Like I said, I was surprised.
Dude, they're really going all in on Sammy at this point.
Exactly.
But he's fun, so...
Oh, yeah, he's fun, because he doesn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Except when he does give a shit.
That's true, yeah.
He's like, referee!
But no, he got his fucking ass beat by Bryan for most of the match.
Oh yeah, just double leg or leg locked his head and just pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, Gulak, Cesaro, and Nakamura all got knocked out of the match early.
Yep.
Because they were all fighting outside.
You out.
No. If the ref did throw them out, I would have been surprised. And then we get so Sami Zayn wins.
A fun little match.
Yeah, it was a fun little match. Yeah.
Fun match, 9 minutes 20 seconds, which didn't seem that long.
No, it didn't.
But then we get the most interesting match of the night. The triple threat ladder match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. John Morrison versus Jimmy Uso versus Kofi Kingston.
And none of their partners.
No partners.
So
just those three.
Yeah.
So it was a tag team title match without any tag teams.
So So from what I heard, The Miz
got sick.
Miz got sick and he couldn't do it.
So they pretty much told, all right, got you 3 guys. Go at it.
I mean, I suppose they couldn't have just pulled Morrison since they're trying to give him some.
Well, he's the champion. I'm pretty sure he was the champion.
Yeah, he was the
Yeah.
champion. Miz and John.
Yeah,
That wouldn't have worked.
No.
So this was a bit of a compromise, and personally, I'm not against it because we got ourselves a very good match.
Yeah, it was
a nice little Buster Keaton moment with John Morrison on the ladder.
with him almost getting hit by the ladder, but it missing him.
Yep.
That was fun.
Morrison and Kofi Kingston have a lot of chemistry together, and
Yeah.
it's they've historically had some good matches, and this is another one of them. It just had the bonus of having another person in it, Jimmy Uso.
Yep.
That's not to disrespect Jimmy Uso, but I mean it's John Morrison and Kofi Kingston, two far and away bigger stars than him.
Yeah.
At this juncture, at
Yeah.
least. But no, they beat the shit out of each other for 18 and a half minutes.
And then the finale.
Yeah, the finale
was fun.
was the best part. So all three of them are up on the ladders. They're all fighting.
They have all released the thing from the hook.
And they're fighting over it.
Yeah.
Morrison gets pushed over, but he takes the belts with him when he falls.
lands perfectly flat on the way down ladder.
Yeah, so John Morrison was holding on to the belts,
Yeah.
while Jimmy and Kofi were holding on to the bar that held the rope.
So the clips came loose when he started his body weight and gravity.
Jimmy and Kofi.
The look on Jimmy and Kofi's faces when they like,
shit.
Morrison's got the belts, ring the bell.
Shit! Shit!
I just have to say, I really enjoy without the audience because you can listen to the wrestlers talk shit about each other.
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso said so much shit about Kofi in that match. I'm gonna smack your face on this ladder, boy.
That was a good time.
Yeah, it was some fun.
It was a different kind of atmosphere.
Yep.
So then we get another great match. Bit of a two multifaceted match, two-faced match, I suppose. A tale of two halves, right? Is that what it would be? A tale of two halves. We get we get Kevin Owens versus the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. For those of you who have not been in the know, Seth Rollins,
ever since his defeat at the hands of the Fiend back in Hell in a Cell, he is...
No, it wasn't Hell in a Cell.
Well, the one after Hell in a Cell.
It was one of the Saudi Arabians.
Saudi Blood Money for Electric Boogaloo.
There we go, that's it. Yeah,
he's been kind of an asshole.
He's kind of got a Jesus complex going on.
Yeah.
He's got a crew.
Like,
Yeah.
he complained about all the other ones in like the friggin' Survivor Series or whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody losing, and it's like, oh, you guys lost. I'm the only one who's pulling my weight around here. And Kevin Owens is like, bullshit.
Kevin, I was the only one that stayed and just gave him a perfectly looking Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've actually been kind of enjoying the back and forth between those two.
Well, both of them can talk, so.
Oh yeah.
And I know people don't like Seth Rollins for whatever fucking reason because they say he looks like a geek, but fuck you, he can talk.
Yeah. And he's a decent wrestler.
And so, yeah, Seth Rollins basically has this messiah complex about him for the past few months. And Kevin Owens is like, bullshit. You do not.
So, yeah, Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins are fighting each other.
And they've been fighting each other for a while. It's just that Seth Rollins has had backup for a lot of these matches.
Not tonight.
No.
Not tonight.
Not at all tonight.
But it's not like it matters. So Seth Rollins, for record, Seth Rollins is, I believe, 6-1 at WrestleMania. Let me see here.
Yeah, that's what it said.
It's about 6-1, yeah. So it would be 2-1 now.
Well, let's see. Hold on. Let's see here. WrestleMania 21. He was 0-1, and then he was 1-1 because he cashed in Money in the Bank.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
32.
I wasn't even watching it.
32, I believe 32 he won. 33 he won. 34 he won. And 35 he won.
Yeah, so tonight was
guess.
36, so he lost twice.
Oh, yeah.
Technically, he lost twice.
The first
But
time
it only counts as one match.
Exactly.
Right. The first time he lost, it was because he grabbed the
ring bell and fucking planted it over
so
Owens'
he got
face.
disqualified. But then Kevin Owens, who I should mention technically won this, wanted a do-over, wanted the match to keep going.
Kevin Owens is like, is that really how you're gonna end this, you fucking pansy bitch?
Oh yeah, he just call it like just.
You're a fucking pansy, bro. Dude, no DQ. Let's go.
I'm just thinking. I think it's kind of funny. Like I see the people in the back for the bleep. God damn it! This is gonna kill me.
Hey, it's WWE Network. You can't bleep it out.
Nope.
So then we get a no DQ match, and it's a pretty good brawl for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins gets ahead, and then Kevin Owens gets ahead, then Seth Rollins gets ahead, and the tide turns when Kevin Owens commits turnabout as fair play.
Bell shot to the dome.
With a bell shot to the dome. And he ends up pulling out the victory against Seth Rollins.
Giving him technically 2 WrestleMania wins.
Wait, hold on.
Technically.
Yeah, Seth Rollins also won at WrestleMania 30, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was with the Shield then.
Mm.
And the Shield wasn't a thing at WrestleMania 29. Yeah, so for reference, Seth Rollins has been on the main roster for 6 years. For 6 years now, yeah, 6 years.
Don't look at me.
That's actually incredible. He started with WrestleMania 30, and he'll be going all the way to WrestleMania 40. God forbid.
I don't know. He could get. He's fucking injury prone sometimes.
He's only been injured like 3 times, though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it really took the wind out of his sails to lose twice in the same night to the same guy.
But then Kevin Owens, decent.
Oh, please, Kevin Owens will bounce back. Did he bounce back on? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He beat some no-name.
Yeah.
Yep. It was just kind of funny though how he found a ladder. We found a ladder behind a big WrestleMania sign.
Yeah.
Then dropped the heaviest looking elbow drop I've seen ever. No offense to Kevin. He's probably leaner than I am.
Seth took that fucking...
Oh, yeah.
Seth took that elbow drop like a man.
Oh, God. He just like, this is going to hurt.
People say he looks like a pussy, but he fucking took
it. But he was like, like, you sound like you're going to fucking Ralph. And again, if Kevin Owens fell from that high on me, I think I would have Ralph. No offense to Kevin.
Kevin Owens a big dude.
Yeah.
He used to be a lot bigger.
Oh yeah, he used to be a lot bigger. Yes.
Dude bordered between chubby and fat like 10 years ago. He was fucking huge.
He was a big guy in the Indies.
Yeah, and luckily he listened to somebody and lost a bit of that mass.
Yeah.
He looks a lot better for it. Mm-hmm. And he got rid of that stupid fucking chubby beard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his beard's fine now, but it was like... It was gross in the Indies. It was like worse than yours was back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like...
Yeah. His
mind got that far.
Yeah, it did. Till you realize
it wasn't long like that. It was just like gross.
Like didn't keep it
unkempt.
Mm-hmm.
It was an unkempt, dirty knacker beard. You fucking knacker.
You guys would be the experts. I'm not.
So then we get the semi-main event of the evening, and I'm just gonna go over this. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. WWE Universal Championship. Braun Strowman beat Goldberg. Nobody fucking like.
Well, honestly,
good for Braun.
Yeah.
But this wasn't supposed to be Braun's night. This was supposed to be Roman Reigns' night. But he couldn't because COVID. Because the end of the world.
Because Cthulhu Apocalypse.
And like I'm happy for Braun. You know.
He's just gonna be. I hate to say it. He's gonna be one of those champions. Holds it until Roman comes back.
He's a paper champion. Dude can't beat Brock.
But can beat Goldberg.
But Goldberg beat Brock before.
It's like rock, paper, scissors.
I guess. I fucking. But,
Yeah, okay.
but I'm happy for Braun. He finally gets a world championship, even though it's like 3 years too late.
Exactly. He could have got the Intercontinental title way earlier than he got it.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of expecting Goldberg to.
Yeah, I'm like, I was like, when he hit that
Oh my
third,
god! Just what
that
we need. A
fourth,
fucking 52-year-old retaining.
I was just, if I can talk. Now, if he when Goldberg hit that fourth spear and he was gonna attempt to go for the jackhammer, he could barely hold up the fucking Undertaker at Saudi Arabia. We don't talk about that fucking match.
We don't talk about that match.
No.
Goldberg versus Taker. We
don't talk about that match except for when we're talking about it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Braun.
As we refer to it.
Yeah, Braun probably outweighs Undertaker by at least 200 or 400 more pounds.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but still, I'm glad he tried it and then Braun just quickly just boom. I'm like, no more part-time champions, please.
We're gonna get as many part-time champions as there is.
I know.
So yeah, it was basically.
It looked like it was going to be a squash match, but then it ended up being a squash match.
But in the reverse.
Yeah.
Reverse direction.
Yep.
So then we get. So after that,
we get
Braun
probably the best match of the entire night.
I have to agree.
But we get the most anticipated event.
The Boneyard match between AJ Styles and The Undertaker.
Pretty much just a buried alive match, just a different name.
Well, you call it a buried alive match, but let's be honest here. That was a movie.
It was one of the...
I just need to get Tanner's thing. Is American Badass Taker back?
No, this was just a one-off, I think.
Because he and AJ was insulting Michelle, you think?
Yeah. So for reference, for those of you who don't know...
This didn't take place in a ring or anything.
Well, yeah, but I was going to say, the Undertaker, is for all intents and purposes, an immortal, undead wizard with a penchant for caskets and graveyards, and also has a motorcycle fetish.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like Undertaker in a nutshell.
Yeah. Yeah. And
tonight was Biker Taker.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know what American Badass Taker is, in 2000 he came back under a new gimmick where he was just like he was a Hell's Angel. Came back as a Hell's Angel, and it stuck around for 3 years almost.
Yeah, but
and then he came back as the Dead Man. And I know
after his brother
buried him alive the second time.
Yep, and after he lost to Vince
but
McMahon.
Not the third time. Not the third time. Kane has buried Undertaker alive 3 times, almost.
Just about, yeah. Alright, now let's
That reminds me of a bit of a side tangent. That reminds me of the one gimmick, or the one skit that Taker had a few years ago with Daniel Bryan, the anger management class.
That was Kane, not Undertaker.
Yeah, Kane. That's what I meant.
Yes.
He's like, I grew up in an abusive household. I accidentally murdered my parents when I was 12. I've been in and out of various foster homes and mental institutions. I've buried my brother alive twice. I had a girlfriend named Katie Vick. That didn't end well. Don't look that up.
I already know.
Okay. Those of you who don't know,
don't look it up.
Good. It's better you don't.
Yeah, trust me. I'm not a wrestling fan.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley's an ass.
I wasn't a wrestling fan at that time, but I found out about this. I was like, what? Oh, God.
Dude,
no need to talk about that.
Dude, Vince McMahon is fucking wild, yo. Like, that's... Would you believe that's not the worst thing he's ever come up with?
Jesus, fuck.
He tried...
Well...
At one time... Another side tangent. At one time, Vince McMahon tried to offer up a storyline in which he had an incestuous relationship with his own daughter.
And she got pregnant.
And she would get pregnant. And when that fell through, he was quoted as saying, Well,
What about Shane?
What about Shane? Vince is wild. Vince is absolutely insane in the head, and God bless him.
But let's get back to the match at hand.
The Boneyard.
It wasn't crazy as shit.
Oh, it was pretty
crazy,
Well,
but it wasn't crazy.
but in a great way.
It was crazy, but was not shit.
It did not take place in a ring, and instead took place in a cemetery.
Yes.
As all Taker's fights
Like,
do.
Eventually.
I'm not going to lie. That probably wasn't a real cemetery.
It wasn't.
Please, that was probably Taker's backyard.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe. We're in Texas. There we go.
But the way it was filmed was so cinematic. This wasn't in the performance center. This
so
is
for
out
weeks,
wild.
so for weeks, AJ Styles had been taunting Taker, calling him an old man, broken down.
And even getting Taker's wife involved in all this.
They basically saying, "Hey man, your wife is controlling you. That's why you keep coming back, you fat fucking sod." And Taker was like, "Keep
Are
my
you
wife."
trying to kill yourself with
Yes.
this?
For context, he has this. He has these earbuds, and he keeps wrapping the wire around his neck.
He's just a little bit of a masochist right now.
I'm trying to kill myself. End the pain of COVID-19.
Okay. So,
I'm trying to,
Wait until after the podcast, guys.
I'm trying to end the world. I'm trying to end myself before the end of the world.
oh, that got dark.
Anyway.
So it starts off with a hearse driving into the...
So Taker's like, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, bro. Please and thank you. And
So the match
peas and
starts
carrots.
with the hearse coming in, as Tank said, and it's to Taker's music, of course.
old music.
Old music, like...
94
They
music.
pull the casket out and they open up and it's AJ fucking Styles. 'Cause of course it was. You fucking called it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Fuck it, it's the same old trope. It's a fake out.
Yep. And then all of a sudden AJ's just talking all this shit. Where's Undertaker? Where's Undertaker? All of a sudden you just hear the brum bum 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 bum.
Ah, there he is. And Taker comes with this fucking American badass getup.
Yep.
Looks like 5-6 years younger than he has in years past.
Yep.
Dude has looked old for fucking years, and this made him look younger. So good on him.
Yep. He probably one of my favorite parts of this match is like when it's kind of in the beginning where they're fighting by the hearse and Taker just goes to punch and he breaks the window and he looks at his arm, it's all cut up.
Like the device that you used to break windows and looks at his arm
and he's like, God, son of a bitch.
just bleeding a bit. Oh, you made me bleed my own blood.
Pretty much. And just
my blood! You punched out all my blood!
Kenshiro could do it.
He could.
Yeah.
So this match was very fun.
Oh, it was. I'd call it cinematic because it was like watching an action horror movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, Taker and AJ beat the shit out of each other for a while, and eventually Taker takes control and throws him into the
grave that's been dug.
The grave that's been dug, and then AJ's buddies,
the other members of the OC,
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, they're like, "Hey Taker, we're still here." And Taker's like, "All right."
It's like
he does the Kenshiro fist.
it's like correct. Then all of a sudden he starts getting the upper hand on this, and then all of a sudden like the walls of the shed just fall over,
and out comes a bunch of acolytes.
Yep, just like
or
druids or whatever.
Druids as it's considered in the lore.
And then
they start fighting Taker because Taker's like,
all right,
if you're gonna attack me, attack me.
they're like, what should we do?
Taker takes them all out. And they just kind of disappear.
Takes them all out with one punch, and they all dissipate.
And Anderson and Gallows
They don't actually dissipate, but they just kind of stop showing up in any.
They disappear as soon as they hit the ground.
Pretty much.
Then Anderson and Gallows try to get the upper hand on Taker. Like, with a shovel, it's like, I'll show you how to use a shovel. And there was no shovel. It was just a stick.
It was a broken shovel.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, just like, boom. And then boom. Just walloping.
Gallows and Anderson got the fucking shit kicked out of them too.
Yes, like,
So then AJ bounces back and he starts beating the shit out of Taker, like breaks his ribs.
just like, oh, there's Taker just like, "Argh."
He's like, what happened to you, old man? What happened?
Then Taker flips him
You're
off.
not so scary now, are ya? Yeah, Taker flips him off at one point.
Yeah, just like,
Which is classic Taker.
just like, fuck you.
Fuck you, bitch. And so then AJ throws him into the grave, and he's got this one. And he goes under the tractor to bury Taker. And
Then all of a sudden, a teleportation happens.
Yeah, because lights flash up behind him, Taker's right behind him.
And now it's a meme. So have you seen it?
That's kind of how I got a bit of a spoiler for
Yeah, that's the... Anybody who's seen that image of AJ Styles grinning like a madman and Taker right behind him, that's where this is from.
Just like, voila.
This is where that's from.
And Taker just continues.
It takes AJ like a couple seconds to realize, wait, there's somebody behind me, isn't there?
Just like, it's like that scene in a Family Guy where Lois throws a dead body into the water and there's two fish talking. You know what I really hate? Is a guy wearing a blue suit. And the dead body comes floating down next to that fish. The other fish goes, oh, there's one right behind me, aren't there?
So then Taker turns the match around again and kicks the shit out of AJ Styles.
And AJ is just continuing to apologize.
Yeah, so first off, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows,
the big one.
is choke slammed off the top of the shed that they're on.
Yep, just then
Carl Anderson gets tombstoned for his troubles, and AJ Styles is like, my God, how are you still alive?
Then all of a sudden, like, he's just lifting his arms up, and all of a sudden there's pyro, and then he's like, Then Taker ends up choke slamming AJ Styles off the shed onto some pallets of some sort, or the doors of the shed that got pushed over.
Pretty sure they were pallets.
Yeah. Boom.
They showed up earlier.
Yeah.
Yep, and then Taker could
put him in the grave and buried him.
And
no teleportation shenanigans this time around.
No.
And then drove off.
Yep. Oh, okay. AJ's hand.
Well, yeah. So before he kills AJ, he pulls a fake off.
He's like, I'm not gonna bury you.
I'm not gonna bury you, dude. You gave me one hell of a fight. That was probably the best fight I've ever had.
And this one big boot and knocked him right into the grave.
I'm not gonna bury you. I'm not gonna bury you.
Kick.
You fucking bitch.
Then buried him, and then like AJ's hand is sticking out.
Yeah. I like
they made that a meme too.
I like the fact that they kept cutting back to the fact that AJ was still in the grave to show, hey, we're not going to fake you out this time.
Yeah.
We're going to do it just before.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that was
night one.
That was the best movie of WrestleMania ever.
Yeah, well, yeah.
At least until the next night.
Yeah. My God, we'll get to that one, but Jesus. So the
you know what's even You know what's even funnier? That was 6 minutes less.
Oh wow,
Jesus.
But that was so goddamn impressive.
So,
loved the cinematography.
Yeah.
Loved the atmosphere.
Well, I believe they got the same person that did the ultimate deletion in TNA.
Jeremy Borash. Yeah.
So good for them to get him on this.
That's assumed that it's Jeremy Borash.
Yeah.
It's not confirmed.
Yeah. So night 2.
That was the end of night 1.
Yep.
So then we get night 2, and it kicks off with the pre-show match. Liv Morgan defeats Natalya at 6 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yeah, and honestly, this one show, I watched this match, and Liv held her own, but Natalya was definitely more skilled. But I think it's just to prove that she can hang with these like other people. So that's why they say she.
Liv is better. Fuck Natalya. That's really all I have to say about that. Natalya needs to fucking go away, please. and never be anywhere near the title scene. She's awful.
What?
She's just awful. She used to be good, but now she's just awful. I don't know what happened. She got bored.
She became a jobber of like the stars, but she actually will put on a match with instead of just getting.
It's not even like a good match either. It's just a match. Mm-hmm. That's the best way I can describe an Italian match. A match. Sure, it's fine, but it's boring.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get to the most divisive match of the entire Mania. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship. This caused a lot of backlash.
Yeah. And
I'm fine.
I did not see that coming because Charlotte didn't need this win.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but
Charlotte and NXT is far more interesting than anything else
true.
right now.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first started watching wrestling, I didn't give two craps about Charlotte because I figured it was just nepotism. But the more I kept watching, the more I realized she actually earned her place on the roster.
She's actually.
Oh god, yeah, she has.
Charlotte's like.
She did not. Just because she's Ric Flair's daughter didn't mean she didn't earn her dues.
Charlotte's a top 3 wrestler, arguably the best wrestler on the entire roster. Charlotte, Asuka, and Becky Lynch. Mm-hmm. But Becky Lynch is dipping lately.
Yeah.
But Asuka and Charlotte are clearly number 1 and number 2. Mm-hmm. In either order. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but, no. So, the entire setup was Rhea Ripley. Charlotte won the Royal Rumble, and she was like, well, I could challenge for any title that I want, and Rhea Ripley comes out.
Like, hey,
pretty much challenged her.
Yeah. And Rhea Ripley's like, no. You're not challenging for any title. I'm challenging you.
Yeah.
Basically. Sure, you could challenge for any title, but I'm challenging you, and you're not going to have much of a say in it. So yeah, Charlotte beat Rhea Ripley in 20 minutes and 30 seconds. Made her submit, and I think that's the worst of it. They made Rhea Ripley submit. Mm-hmm. You couldn't have pinned her or anything. No, you made her tap out. That doesn't make her look like getting pinned. Arguably, depending on the circumstance, it could make her look strong. But tapping out.
Well, she did get her leg worked on the entire fucking match. But yeah, I agree that she could have taken a pin. She could have took the natural selection instead of the figure 8.
There's a lot of ways WWE could have gone. Like even giving Rhea the win. But personally, I don't.
I would have been okay if anybody from NXT actually won.
Goddamn. Here's the thing: Rhea Ripley is really young. Mm-hmm. She's like 24. This is not going to ruin her.
No.
And I know people are being irrational about it because Charlotte yet again wins another championship. But, I mean, Rhea Ripley could easily win it back in the next month and a half. There's no problem with it, with Charlotte winning necessarily, if it leads to good storytelling.
Yeah.
Which it has the potential to. So, that's my opinion on the match. It was a good match. Mm-hmm. It was alright. Went for 20 minutes. Fucking took forever.
Well, that's a lot of knee slams to the mat.
Yeah. So then we get Aleister Black defeating Bobby Lashley in 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
I didn't give two
Poor
shits
Bobby
about
Lashley losing because he listened to the woman.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, the entire reason Bobby Lashley lost was because he was about to do something, and then Lana told him to do something else.
He was about to perform.
He listened, and then Aleister Black turned it around because of it.
He was about to do his secondary finisher. But no, spear him! Roundhouse kick.
Bobby Crush!
Doesn't have the same.
She doesn't have the Russian accent anymore.
No. Rusev has fell off the face.
And she got ugly real fast.
Yeah, and she dyed her hair. I did notice.
She got ugly real fast.
I do kind of like
3 years ago, she looked great, but now she just fucking... What happened
I do like how this seems to have had a lasting impact, because last night on Raw, he was kind of contemplating whether or not to get a new wife.
Yeah, that was funny.
Sure, get the trophy wife. Why don't you bring back your old wife? The one you had in TNA, motherfucker. That you're still married to, technically.
Wrestling's weird, man.
Yeah.
Wrestling's fucking weird.
It is. Okay.
But yeah, that was a match.
Yeah, it was a filler match, literally.
Yeah.
You know what? Rusev didn't even show up on WrestleMania. What the fuck?
I'm disappointed now.
It was a bit of a surprise when you realize how involved he'd been in
That storyline.
Yeah.
God
And then it's just a match between Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley. It's like, who cares?
I
care because Aleister Black got his first WrestleMania one.
Yeah.
True. Yeah,
And Bobby Lashley helped Donald Trump shave Vince McMahon's head.
He got his comeuppance. Ha ha!
I will admit, Black does some great matches.
Yep.
Aleister Black
wasn't
can
one of
Aleister
them.
Black can talk. It's just
They don't let him.
It's just they don't have anything for him to do other than cut promos.
And kick
And
people's heads off.
after a while, they get old.
Well, I was getting kind of bored with the knock on my door, pick a fight with me thing. Buddy Murphy was the only motherfucker that did it!
Yeah, they
Cesaro.
fought like 4
Oh, yeah.
times or something.
Cesaro did too.
Yeah, Cesaro did too, yeah.
But yeah, this match was not one of.
So then we get the most story-driven match, possibly of the night. Lucas's favorite. Otis versus Dolph Ziggler.
He finally got the girl!
So, for context of what was all leading into this match, a couple weeks before Valentine's Day, Otis asked Mandy out, and she couldn't, but she said the next Friday she was free, which was Valentine's Day. So Otis got all prepared for it, but at some point he got a text from seemingly from Mandy saying she was going to be late. So he was going to show up later on to meet up with her. When he gets to the restaurant, she's already there and talking to Dolph Ziggler. Now, this had resulted in a relationship between Mandy and Dolph Ziggler, which has been pissing Otis off for the entire time because he was upset that Mandy seemingly dumped him without any explanation for Dolph Ziggler on the night they were supposed to go out. And that she came up with a lame excuse to do so, that she was going to be late. And Dolph Ziggler's just been rubbing it in Otis's face almost nonstop. In fact, the past couple weeks, he'd actually shown Otis a bunch of photos of him and Mandy, which just set Otis off. And he destroyed their opponents in that match.
They got themselves disqualified.
Yeah, Otis and Tuck got disqualified, and Dolph was
good on Tuck, by the way, standing by his friend.
Oh hell yeah!
He's like, it's his boy.
And Dolph was like, "Oh shit, I gotta get out of here." It's like, he practically realizes maybe I did go a bit too far with that one.
Then I believe Mandy confronts him like backstage. Why are you showing Otis these things?
Yeah, why are you trying to set him up? This past Friday, the whole thing got revealed. Turned out it was Mandy's partner,
Sonya Deville,
who sent the text to Otis telling him that Mandy would be late, which resulted in Mandy showing up. And she had been colluding with Dolph Ziggler to get him to hook up with her because she didn't like Otis.
Here's the thing that fixes this whole plot hole of why doesn't Dolph just go for Sonya Deville? Sonya Deville's a lesbian, just in case anybody wants to know.
Yeah,
So yeah, there goes that plot hole.
There's been this flickering thing on SmackDown for weeks on end, and they finally had something come up to it was showing the evidence of what's going on.
Yeah, some mysterious hacker revealing
It's the return of GTV.
No, I think it's Killer Cross.
I don't care.
I have no clue what either of those are, but this mystery hacker showed the behind-the-scenes footage of Sonya
Dolph.
Sonya and Dolph arguing.
Not colluding, not arguing. And that...
Arguing about their collusion.
And that was...
Collusion.
And
yeah.
this all revealing stuff had been taking place during a match between Dolph and Tuck, the other half of Heavy
Tucker.
Machinery. So here at WrestleMania, we get to Otis versus Dolph Ziggler.
And
with the final
Otis
indication for this whole goddamn storyline.
Otis fucking beats the shit out of
Oh,
Dolph.
hell yeah.
Sonya gets Otis's attention, then Ziggler nails him in the dong.
Basically.
Yeah,
Then
then
Mandy comes in, kicks the crap out of Sonya, gets in the ring while the ref's distracted, and beans Dolph in the dong.
and then
Dick kick city.
yep.
And Otis hits the
The caterpillar elbow.
Anybody who doesn't know what the caterpillar is, if you know Scotty Too Hottie back in the day, it's the fucking worm.
Yep, and
It's the fucking worm.
With Otis being more huskier fella, he calls it the caterpillar because he can't get the whole wiggle, then all of a sudden drop an elbow.
I kind of figured they were calling it because there's, caterpillar treads and shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He gets
Otis,
a big old kiss.
Yeah.
he's like, I just remember him just hearing he's like, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. Otis, it sounds a little creepy, but I'm glad you won.
Dude, Otis is, like, in real life, Otis is fucking obsessed with Mandy.
Yes.
Like, even before he was in WWE,
Yep.
he would fucking obsess over her.
And
Like-
just the storyline
Like
is...
near stalkerish degrees.
Oh, God.
But
he's stalkerish, but it's innocent. Why?
I guess, yeah. I don't know how you consider stalking innocent.
Fair enough. But he must love this storyline.
He likes Mandy a lot.
Yeah.
He likes Mandy as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. After that good old long rant about...
So after that light-hearted romp through Funville, we get the last man standing
I
match.
enjoyed this match.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, this match went all over the fucking place. I made the joke because they went in backstage and they went into the storage area.
Yep.
I had the joke. Imagine the janitor turning up in the morning.
What the hell happened?
What the fuck happened here? Who the fuck ruined everything?
So-
There's chairs on top of the trailer. What the fuck?
So this was a match between Edge and
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Which had been building up since
Royal
Rumble.
Yeah.
So Edge returned. None of you have known. Edge returned at the Royal Rumble. It was big fucking news. It was probably the biggest news in the sports world.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next night, Randy Orton destroyed him.
Yep.
Beat the shit out of him and tried to cripple him.
Yeah.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
All because Orton got eliminated by Edge. I should mention.
Yeah.
that was probably the theory at the time, but once Orton actually revealed his motivations of not wanting Edge's family to lose a dad.
Yeah,
Whatever that means, because it's just
Exactly.
wrestling. I mean, worst comes to worst, he can't wrestle again.
Yeah.
Right, and that's kind of...
But he could do other... Like, okay,
He was an actor after he retired the first time.
dude's got money. He doesn't
Yeah.
need to worry about it. If he becomes a quadriplegic, he probably still wouldn't need to worry about it because he's got fucking money.
Right, but
Yeah.
I think that the whole point that was Orton was trying to forcibly retire Edge so that he wouldn't have another crippling injury.
I get that.
But crippling him?
So then Beth Phoenix comes out and is all angry and shit, and she gets RKO'd.
This is actually the point when Orton actually reveals why he did it in the
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah, RKO's Beth Phoenix.
Because he makes a comment that she doesn't like, and she slaps him.
Orton basically says, I love Edge and his kids more than you do him.
That's his wife and the mother of his children.
Like I said,
Fucking
she didn't
Orton.
quite agree with that statement.
So she slapped him, kicked him in the gut, and then there was an RKO involved. But then people showed up before I believe he was going to grab chairs.
Yeah, that's basically what set up this
This
match.
has been a pretty low-key great storyline.
Oh, yes. And I just like how the match started out. Edge waiting for Orton to come down the ramp, but Orton was dressed up as
as
cameraman.
a cameraman.
Nailed him with an RKO.
Hit him with, I think, 2 RKOs. Yeah, hit him with 2 RKOs.
There's RKOs and spears in this match up the wazoo.
Oh, it is just a beatdown.
Of both ends.
Oh,
Yeah, they go all over the place. You might as well.
There was a slight controversy part during that match is because there was a scene where they're in the weight room area and Orton puts a thing on his head and people are saying, that's like Chris Benoit, that's like Chris Benoit. But nobody murdered anybody.
People overreact to the fucking
Yeah. It was like because it was on his neck and it was like a weightlifting because Chris Benoit committed suicide
reminds me.
by hanging himself on some weight equipment.
That reminds me.
Yeah, sorry to get that all dark and fucking.
I'm not thinking.
This storyline wasn't already.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking dark. I'm thinking fucking hilarious because I was just reminded because I was about to mention. Well, it looks more like fucking S&M than anything.
Fair enough.
And then that reminded me, if Lucas remembers. So during the Rhea versus Charlotte match, I believe it was.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
You read a comment. You're gonna have to be the one to explain this because
So Charlotte, because there's no crowd, you can hear them clearly.
Yeah.
And most of the time they're grunting and groaning.
Yeah, I heard that.
I read a comment on the internet that said, "Yo, you're not gonna lie, this sounds like Gonzo lesbian porn."
And then he mentioned it to me, and I was like, "Holy crap, it does!"
I was like, and I was like, well, I couldn't.
You couldn't unhear it.
No, once you hear that, you can't unhear it.
Well,
And it was the worst.
Rio's with her really deep Australian voice is not helping it either.
Anyway, getting back to the Edge match.
Yeah.
I thought she's British.
She's from.
Hold on.
She could be British.
Oh, she is Australian. Shit.
Ah!
They all sound alike to me. They all sound the same to me. Huh?
But yeah, no, this match just goes on for a lot longer. For a
36,
very long.
36 minutes and 35 seconds.
It
Longest-
felt longer.
Longest match of the night, I believe it was.
Yeah, it felt like it was an hour. In the best way possible.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Because this was a really good beatdown match. Back and forth between these two.
Probably my favorite scene had to be when they're both on top. It's pretty close to they're climbing up to the top of the trailer. When they're in this truck thing and Orton performs his hangman DDT that just looked a little more painful than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there was a chokehold and a concerto, and the ref counted to 10.
Yeah. And I love the fact that this match ended the way this story started. Mm-hmm. With one of them attacking the other with a chair.
There was emotion at the end.
You could almost tell, I don't know if it was just me, but I felt like Edge kind of understood
Edge.
Elge? What's with your E-words today, Luke?
Edge almost understood what had been going through Orton's mind when he did that at the start of the storyline. Mm-hmm. Like, you could almost sense that, Tim.
Then all of a sudden, boosh!
Don't know if this story's over with, though.
No, it's not.
We will have to see.
I don't think so.
But it was a hell of a ride, and a hell of a ride getting to the very end of it, too.
So then we get the tag match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. The Street Profits versus Angel Garza and Austin Theory with Zelina Vega.
Mm-hmm. You're not a fan.
Zelina Vega.
Yeah, they basically repeated it last night.
Yep.
Ha cha cha.
Yep, and, Street Profits win.
Both
times. Yep. I like the Street Profits. They're fun.
I'm not gonna lie.
I like everybody in the match. So
Yeah. Then Bianca Belair showing up to help.
Yeah,
the
Bianca
3-on-1.
Belair shows up and attacks Zelina Vega. Yeah, whatever.
I'm not surprised, but ultimately,
One of the Street Profits is her husband.
Yeah, ultimately, I didn't
Care.
give a crap about the match. I mean, I like the Street Profits, but
Is it because they want the smoke?
they want the smoke. No, they are charismatic as all hell.
Yeah.
But I just didn't give a crap going into this match. So
It was like one of the ones that were just like, bleh.
And then we get one of the matches I was so pissed off for.
What match is this?
The Fatal 5-Way Elimination match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Fuck you!
Yeah.
Give it to Lacey Evans, you fucking whores.
I
It was her night!
will.
I don't care about Sasha Banks. It was Lacey Evans' night, and you fucking let... So, Bayley, Lacey Evans, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Tamina, for whatever fucking reason, she's just there.
She was on the SmackDown roster at the time.
Who fucking cares? It's Tamina. Like
sins of the fathers, dude. Okay,
it's just like Nia Jax. She fucking sucks.
Are you just against big Samoan women?
Yes. Yes. Why not? Let's go with that.
Okay, so you admit you're racist. All right, gotcha.
You got me, guys.
Okay.
That's not an accusation to be throwing around lightly, bruh.
No.
No.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed at this match.
I just don't think Tamina's worth a fuck.
And even that aside, this did have some bad moments.
But I have to say, though,
So
that woman's right Sasha took.
It's great. It was great.
Yeah, that was just like heavy.
That was a perfect women's right, and that because so the ending of the match is Bayley. It's Bayley, Lacey, and Sasha, and something happens, and Sasha and Bayley start fighting one another.
Which we expect to be the fracture that
I
breaks the
thought-
friendship, because they've been building up to it for so long.
My theory was that Bayley was going to cost Sasha, or vice versa, and then the other was going to screw whoever was left, whether it be Bayley or Sasha. I thought they were going to screw each other.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
So
but...
so Lacey. So that Lacey.
Things are over.
Yeah.
So that Lacey would win. But no,
You just really like Lacey.
I really like Lacey. I don't give a shit.
I honestly really hope that this would be a fracture in Bayley and Sasha's relationship. But after one moment where their friendship is called into question, and then Sasha is knocked out and eliminated,
She could have
they're back
interrupted.
to being best friends by the end. It's like, god damn it.
Well, there was a time where they were, like, Sasha was still out of the ring when Bayley was celebrating. I was expecting her to slide in, like, just whop on her, but nope.
Fucking nope.
Nope.
None of that.
Nope.
All right.
In fact, Sasha helped her win.
I don't think they had any offense on each other the entire match.
But
Outside
besides
of the
that
one
knee-
accident that was
That-
That
done
is
to
the
somebody else.
one thing.
And that's the frustrating thing, because we'd kind of been hinted that that would be a thing for weeks.
Yep.
Like, Sasha and Bayley were avoiding answering the question when
Bayley-
they got called up.
It's just here's Bayley shouldn't be champion anymore. She's just not good.
Her heel turn started off okay.
But
It's gone off the fucking tracks.
It's gone, huh?
She needs to lose.
It hasn't just gone off the track. It's gone off the fucking canyon.
True. There you go.
Slid off the tracks and went off the canyon and never to be seen again.
It's off the bridge, off the tracks into the...
Somehow wound up at the bottom of the ocean. I don't even know.
It's like that movie.
Yeah.
It's like that movie from the 1920s with the fucking train collapsing.
Great train robbery?
The Great Train Robbery, where the fucking train collapses on the bridge. Which, by the way, they did in real life, and it cost them a lot of money to do, and they only had to do it in one take.
Well, yeah.
Or they could only do it in one take.
Yeah.
That's like the building explosion in Dark Knight.
Yeah, I suppose. Dude, don't get me started with Dark Knight. I'm not a big fan.
I've never seen
At least not a fan of Jared Leto? No.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, that guy. The guy who did okay, and then once he died, everybody thought he was the fucking Messiah.
No, that was Jack.
What?
Jack.
Jack Nicholson didn't die after
No,
production.
meaning I said best joke.
I mean, Jack...
Movie-wise.
No.
Movie-wise, probably Jack Nicholson, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so then we get to the best match of the entire WrestleMania. The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus John Cena in a Firefly Funhouse match. It had everything.
Holy hell.
It had the prototype. It had the Syndicate John Cena. It had Thug Life John Cena. God, this match had everything. My God.
This was very similar to the Boneyard match in that it wasn't a traditional match. It was a cinematic experience.
They didn't fight.
Not until the very end.
Ruthless aggression.
Duck.
Whiff.
Duck.
Whiff.
Ruthless aggression. Whiff.
Ruthless aggression.
Whiff.
Oh, this was so goddamn fun.
Yes, it was.
It was basically just a sort of a sneak peek into John Cena's career.
I think this is probably the kind of matches that Bray Wyatt should have been having.
Pre the Fiend.
No, as the Fiend.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No. Pre-Fiend, we had that once. We had the fucking match with Randy Orton, and it fucking sucked. Dick.
Because they saw Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy do the Ultimate Deletion. And they
Yeah.
want to try that shit.
Yeah, they saw Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy do the final deletion, and they decided, hey, we can do that.
Bray Wyatt's like Matt Hardy.
Without any of the fucking nuance that made that work.
Yeah.
Even though that was terrible, but so bad it was good.
Yeah.
You should...
I have
Dude,
no
when you get
comment.
a chance, you need to watch the final deletion. It's the fucking stuff of legend. It's the first kind of... It's the first, like it's...
Broken.
It's the first, like, Boneyard and Firefly Funhouse match of its kind. And it's fucking joy because it's so bad it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. It's
The fucking Lake of Healing, too.
Mr. Benjamin.
Mr. Benjamin.
But yeah, no, this match,
Maxwell.
which I hesitate to even call it match because it really wasn't.
It was a movie.
It was a straight up movie.
It was more like a skit, really.
Yeah, it was a skit.
It was a skit straight out of Monty Python, really.
Maybe not.
It was so fucking surreal, dude.
I will give you that. It was surreal.
I did like how he went back to his old Bray Wyatt character instead before the Fiend.
Yeah.
Just like walking in the thing, I'm like, I remember when he used to do that all the time. That was creepy out at the time when he debuted. Then it kind of went off kilter, and now he's the Fiend, and now it's going great again.
Yeah, this was.
It was funny. One of my friends actually messaged me one time during this thing and says, "I think I need to be on drugs to watch this."
At one point during WrestleMania, you had said that they should do an 80s themed WrestleMania.
Yeah, they should do an 80s themed WrestleMania.
And then during the Firefly Funhouse match, they have an 80s themed portion. And I was like, oh, you got your wish!
Yeah!
Oh, the Johnson.
Yeah! Just lifting weights until his arms didn't work.
You know how many
The Muscle Man dance.
You know how many bicep curls John Cena can do? A lot.
A lot. So what he did there was nothing.
And then he tries to. And my favorite part is after all the bicep curls, he tries to punch Bray Wyatt, and
his arms just do not work.
Just like overdid it.
Like his arms even refuse to lift. They're like limp.
Like it's like fuck you, Carl.
So he turns his shoulder as he's like about to punch him, and it doesn't do anything.
And then we get a bit NWO from the WCW.
Fucking weird!
Yeah, that was weird.
With Bray Wyatt playing the part of...
Eric Bischoff.
Thank you.
Of Eric Bischoff, yep.
Now, one thing that...
Of course Cena would choose Hollywood. The fucking mark.
I'm not sure if either of you noticed this, but Bray Wyatt had a red NWO.
Yeah,
that's NWO Wolfpack.
Yep.
And apparently people were saying that was the wrong colors. But I saw a tweet from Little Karibo who made that all make sense. Because there's one part in this match where Bray Wyatt says that in a world of black and white, I was the red.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep, and then
How's little Karibo doing?
Fine.
He hasn't posted much.
I figured as much.
He's been watching Cats a lot.
The
music? The musical, the movie. He acknowledges that it's not good.
His depression levels goes up.
Well, he revels in how terrible it is, kind of.
Oh, that wise. Oh, I've never seen it.
He straight up acknowledges that it's not a good movie.
Does he need a hug?
Apparently, he's only allowed to watch it once a week when Marianne's around. But when she's not, he can watch it whenever he wants.
What?
This is actually kind of hilarious.
No. So yeah, John Cena loses.
Yeah.
By the way, John Cena gets his fucking ass whooped.
And what's
It was
awesome
the
about
Claude's sister gal, Abigail. Then Bray Wyatt counts 1, 2, 3, and then he vanishes.
and I love how it ends with John Cena's own statement about the lead into the match. I can't remember what it is. But
He was gonna beat down an overhyped, overproduced, overbooked champion, something like that.
So John Cena himself,
Yeah.
yeah.
or Hulk Hogan, if you think about it.
Very, very nice choice of words as a lead into this
No.
and how it was turned around on him.
Hulk Hogan deserved all that he got.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was the hype.
Yeah. Vince McMahon thought Cena was the hype. He was at one point. Then
no, he wasn't.
Not so much.
No, he never was the hype.
no.
But yeah, no, this was fantastic. Would
Yeah.
watch again. Would watch this movie again. How long?
So then we get that was 13 minutes
Wow.
only 13 minutes exactly.
I was so confused when this thing started, but I enjoyed every minute of it.
I'm glad that we didn't know what to expect going into it, and we got something that we couldn't have expected.
So then we get the main event of the night: Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship.
Not even 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes.
Drew McIntyre gets a win over Brock Lesnar after, I believe,
Clean
after 4 Claymore kicks to the dome. And he took 3 F5s and kicked out.
And then that was followed up with a...
Yeah. So and that's WrestleMania, folks. Wait, what's this?
yeah, there was...
10th match. Oh, it was a dark. Well, what was this? Drew McIntyre, huh? Defending his WWE Championship. I wonder who again. What?
The Big Show.
What?
Yep.
So that was a thing that happened on Raw. But it happened after Mania, but it happened on Raw.
Yeah, they showed it during Raw.
Yep.
So Drew McIntyre comes back and cuts a promo, and Big Show comes out and he's
like dragging a referee with him.
He wants a match.
Big Show turned heel for like the 135th time.
Yep.
Is that a record?
Dude turns.
Like, if there's a blue moon, he's going to turn heel. Even if he's not wrestling, he's going to be nice with his wife, and then the blue moon's going to happen. You know what? I'm not taking the garbage out.
I'm trying to...
They probably just brought him back to promote his TV.
Yeah, well, that was exactly it. But I'm trying to think.
Took one hell of a Claymore kick.
He debuted in February of 1999. He was a heel. And then he turned face later that year. And then he turned heel later in 1999 with The Undertaker. Mm-hmm. And then he turned face again. And then he turned heel in 2000. And then he turned face in 2001. And then he was out of the company for a bit. And then he turned face in 2002. And then he turned heel late in 2002. And then he turned face in 2003. And then he turned heel in 2004. And then he turned face in late 2004. And then he turned heel in 2005. That's not even the worst of it. Then he turned face in 2006, and then he turned heel in 2006, and he stayed heel until 2008. And then he turned heel in 2008.
Yeah, sounds about right. So it's 2000...
That's not even the worst of it. 2012, 1 month he was face, the next he was heel, And then the next, he was face because he didn't want to do what he was told to do anymore. And then he turned heel 2 months after that. What the fuck? Big Show is a giant anomaly of
I should mention that this match was longer than his match against...
almost 7 minutes.
I heard there was an altercation between, because Brock Lesnar didn't really want to drop the title, but Vince...
Oh well, fuck him.
Yep, pretty much. My opinion, too.
It's not like he was doing anything with it, other than having Paul Heyman hype him up.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm actually glad that Drew won this match.
Drew needed it.
Yes, Drew...
Could have been a better match, though.
That's fine. It's whatever.
It's Brock Lesnar. You'll get suplexes. German suplexes. And an F5.
By the way, so do you guys want to know the order of elimination for the Women's Championship?
Sure.
So,
Tamina.
Eliminated first, Tamina. Eliminated by Bayley, Lacey Evans, Naomi, and Sasha Banks.
Because they pinned her all at
They
once.
piled up on her.
Stop, pal!
Number 2, Naomi, Sasha Banks, submission, 10 minutes and 20 seconds in. So then it's Sasha Banks by Lacey Evans, and then it's Lacey Evans by Bayley. So Bayley won.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't have nice things.
Nope. Yep. So
That was our recap of WrestleMania 36.
both nights. Even though I watched both nights, these two watched it on one night.
He had work.
Fair enough. That
I
was
had work.
something I have not heard of in a while.
I probably would have watched it the night that it aired.
If we could get it to work over here.
Yeah. I had to go over to his place to watch it. So.
That happens. I was wondering how the network was actually going to work with everyone watching it on the network and not many people.
Dude, from what I read here, they actually sold it as 2 separate pay-per-views.
Really? For
Yeah. But also put it in a package deal, too.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Any recommendations?
Well, I wanted you guys to go first, but I suppose I could start. So, I recently finished reading a manga by the name of Uzumaki by Junji Ito.
Ah, yes. Quality.
It is a series about a town that becomes infested with spirals, and on the surface, that sounds
nuts.
That sounds nuts. It sounds silly. It sounds until you read it and you realize just how disturbing it is. This is a horror series, a straight-up horror series that goes to some very dark places. And what I love about it is that it manages to incorporate spirals in new and unsettling ways each chapter. It's fantastic. We've actually briefly talked about Junji Ito before on this.
Yes.
We talked about him a couple episodes ago.
I don't know if I mentioned or not, but so Junji Ito takes these concepts and these plots that on paper sound fucking ridiculous.
But in execution.
Like Geo, robotic fish attack humans. That plot, that synopsis right there sounds fucking insane, but Junji Ito makes it absolutely creepy.
Yeah. And Uzumaki is probably his most well-known work.
Outside of Tomie.
Which is actually what I'm going to recommend next, because I've started reading that.
Yeah.
And the premise of that is that it's a series about a beautiful and seductive girl by the name of Tomie who gets brutally murdered and just refuses to stay dead.
Kinky.
basically comes back and haunts her killers, each in various...
And she also haunts other people.
Yeah.
She causes madness wherever she goes, because she can lure just about any man or woman to do into violence.
Yep. It's
fucking nuts. And she keeps coming back from the dead. Every time she gets killed. I'm 4 chapters in and she's been brutally murdered at least twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts, but it's... It's actually Junji Ito's earliest series. And honestly, it shows just from the artwork, but oh man, its execution is fantastic. So that's my double recommendations for today. Anybody else want to recommend anything?
I suppose I recommend you guys give the Ultimate Deletion a watch on YouTube.
I'm not sure if I can find a picture for that for the YouTube version of this, but
Oh, you'll just type in Ultimate Deletion, and you'll probably see like a picture of Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy in a ring or something.
I would have preferred like a poster or cover, but
There is not.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning.
I don't got one.
Okay.
You don't need to.
The one
put
I
mine
mentioned
if you
the
don't.
other day, it's probably...
Yeah, I'll just slap a cover of Tomie for the rest of this video. So this has been my.
He's having a stroke.
This has been.
Don't joke about that, dude.
Yeah.
That's. Oh, I forgot. My bad.
Yeah,
Apologies.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, no, this has been ProtoBalls Talk Podcast.
No context.
ProtoBalls Talk Podcast, talking about WrestleMania 36 with Tank. I'm ProtoMet.
I'm Tank.
I'm not here anymore.
Oh.
But this is the ghost of my recycled balls, and I've come to haunt you two
Ah, God
for
damn it.
brutally murdering me last week in the alleyway with a spoon. How could you? A spoon.
It was the sharpest thing we had.
Hey,
You have nails. You could have used that.
I just trimmed them.
and we
What were you afraid- what were you afraid-
we couldn't afford a shovel, so the spoon was also helping murder you and dig your grave.
Yeah, come on. It's just being economical.
Fine, I guess.
I mean, you didn't even see the worst of it. While we were digging it, broken too. So we had to use...
Did you break a nail too while you were at it?
No, because I managed to trim my nails so they wouldn't break. Ha! Forethought!
Holy fuck.
I feel insulted.
I wasn't even trying.
For reference, I've got long nails.
And I did not realize that when I made
Or rather,
nails.
not really long, untrimmed nails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is...
Yeah.
This
Well-
has been fun.
Yep.
Well, alright then.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm free!
Oh god, he escaped!
Get him!
Body slam.
Come on, man. Don't let him do that to you.
I'm tuckered out from having to dig your grave with a spoon.
Fuck,
And
man.
half a spoon. Bye.